Hello, and welcome to all members from the Ray White Group attending this Unlocking the Vault Express webinar. My name is Alina Gavrilla. I'm one of the digital BDEs in the One System team. And in the next 15 minutes or so, I'll take you through how to add properties using your VaultRE mobile app, how to put them in an appraisal status, as well as how to process your inquiries that come through from your online sources. So using the VaultRE app, this app you can download as soon as you've been migrated over to VaultRE, and also once you've logged into the desktop version of Vault. So on your migration day, your office migration coordinator or your principal will let you know when you have access to Vault. Once you log in there, you will then be able to download the app and log in through the app itself. So just be aware that if you're having trouble accessing the app straight up, you do have to sign on from the desktop version or the web version of VaultRE first. And you just sign in using your normal Ray White credentials as well. So just your Ray White email and password. So I'm just going to open the app for us now to have a quick look. So what we can see here from the home screen is the dashboard. So it's kind of in the middle at the very bottom, you'll see the dashboard is selected, and you've got things like your open home widget, to-do list widget, any offer condition widgets, and your calendar widget is in there as well. Highly recommend that you sync your Google Calendar with the Vault calendar, and you can do that in the My Integrations area of the web version of Vault. But what we're going to focus on today mainly is how to add a new property into the Vault app. So try not to think of the Vault app as just a checking in app for your open homes. This is basically like your CRM in your pocket. So you'll be able to look at your entire database. You can leave notes. You can, of course, schedule open homes, check in people at open homes, provide feedback, and of course, add properties as well from the app itself. So you don't have to be tied to your laptop or your computer in the office to do all of these basic functions, which is really, really good. So I'm going to show you how to add a property. It's very, very easy. There's a couple of ways to do it. From your home screen where your search bar is. So if I click on my search bar here, I've got the option of searching for contacts. I've got the option of searching for properties right next to it, which are already in the database. And I've also got the option of searching through Price Finder. So that means I can search for a property and it'll pull the details through from Price Finder. So I don't have to do all the little bits and pieces like bed, bath, car, and things like that. I strongly recommend that's how you add any new properties that don't already exist in your database. It comes across really clean and there's no chance of any errors or spelling mistakes as you proceed. The other option of how to add properties is in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. There's a properties logo. So if I tick on properties, first of all, it comes up with my properties and I filter them how I want them to appear. So I've starred my current one that's a listing, and then I've got all of my other properties in there as well. If you click on the filtered button, it will let you swap the agent. If you wanted to filter by another agent, for example, if you're in a sales associate, you can change it if it's for residential in the class, or you can change it if it's for lease or for sales as well. So there's a few options for you. You can put those filters on and press the apply button when you're done. But to add a new property from scratch, next to the filter option, there is a plus button. So if you press plus, it comes up with this little pop-up screen that lets you select what you're adding. The first thing you're going to choose is whether it's for sale or for lease. In this case, it's going to be for sale. So you can just scroll through those little areas to move the buttons around. The status of the property. Now, this is where you can choose whether or not it's an existing appraisal. So maybe you've just done an appraisal and you just want to add it through to the system, or if it's a prospect. So prospect means just that it's in a currently not listed status and you haven't proceeded with an appraisal at this point. I'll show you though how to add it as an appraisal. Whichever one you choose, it doesn't really matter because you can then go and edit it later if you do change it into an appraisal status. So feel free to leave it as a prospect if you wish to. The next area that we're going to choose is the property class itself. So whether it's residential, commercial, business, rural, or land, just be aware, and this one's pretty important, that property class in terms of land now sits in this area here, not when you go into the property card in VaultRE. So if it is a standalone land, please select it as a property class from this area, which will feed through to the portals. But for this example, we're going to leave it as a residential property. And once you've done that, in the top right-hand corner, click on Next. Okay, so we've got the option now to search in Price Finder. If we click on that little tab, it's going to open up the search field and start typing the address of the property as you know it. So I'm going to type in 49 Dennis Road in Springwood. So that's the second option that I want to put in there. So just select the actual property you want, like so. It's getting those property details and it's going to copy it through. So you'll see that the street number, the street name, and the suburb has all come across with the postcode. To proceed, just click Next again in your top right-hand corner. The bed, bath, and car have all pulled through, as well as the land area. So this will pull through any information that Price Finder has. Sometimes you might get something that comes through with 000, and that just means that that information isn't currently in Price Finder, so you'll have to manually add that in. Next, we'll press the Next button in the top right-hand corner to proceed. This is where you can put your appraisal details in terms of appraisal opinion. And you can actually put your appraisal date in here as well. So currently it's unspecified, but if I were to click on unspecified in the drop down, I can actually put when the appraisal was. So you can put it in any date that you did do the appraisal, you're going to do the appraisal, the duration, and then add calendar events. So again, this will sync through to your calendar. So make sure you sync that when you first log into Vault in the My Integrations area. Once you're happy with that, click Next in the top right-hand corner. And the last thing it's going to do is going to ask you to attach an owner, which is great because we want all of our geodata attached with the property owner's details. So if we click on that top bar for Create or Search, what it's going to do is if I start typing in a name, it will start looking for them in the database. So for example, if I type in this name, you'll see at the very bottom of my screen, there's a one possible duplicate. So that's basically saying that there's already somebody by that particular name in the database. If you want to, you can click on that one possible duplicate and it comes up with that person. If I think that is the person that should be attached to the property, I can just select them. Otherwise, I can keep continuing and adding the information on this person from scratch. So I'm just going to add this one because it's nice and quick. Once you're happy with that and all the information's been filled in there, you can click Save. Excellent. If for some reason you thought, oh, I've actually attached the wrong person, you can actually delete that. So you've got the option of deleting the one that you've put in there, but this time we won't because we want to leave it like that. When you're happy, just click Next. It will give you the option of adding photos to the property record as well. These aren't necessarily the photos that will go up when you list the property as being live. Of course, you'll have professional photography for that. This is giving you the option, take a few photos so you can kind of remind yourself about the features of the property. They won't go live because you do have the option now in Vault to choose which photos are published and which ones are not published. So if you've taken your photos, just click on the plus button and it'll open up your camera. If not, just click Finish. And what it will do is it'll tell you to wait a little bit because it needs to process all that information into the record. When it's finished, it will ask you to continue to the property. And that's it. That's how we've created a new property in an appraisal status using the VaultRE app. The other area that I wanted to show you is our website inquiry and holding area, which is just under our check-in and our kiosk. You'll see it's a blue little icon with a cloud in it. So when our online inquiries come through from REA or domain, they all sit in this area so you can process them and you don't have double ups sitting in your database. So I'll show you quickly from another property that I've currently got where some people have checked in already. So I'll open that one up. It's the same sort of layout. Under website inquiries and holding area, if I open that up, you'll see that there's quite a few people that I've already processed through. But what yours will look like is you'll see their name, pretend that processed isn't there. You can select their name and then you can click on check in, add feedback. So that checks them into the property and you can actually add feedback as well. So if I was to do that, it creates the record for this person. Owner feedback, if I wanted to, I can start typing in here and add the feedback. If not, I can just simply save. It will prompt me because I've set it up that I've got auto SMS enabled, but if you don't want to send them an SMS, that's fine. You can just cancel and it's processed the inquiry through. So again, this is just a way of keeping people in that holding area before we actually put them through to the database. And how you process those inquiries, and your QR checking code inquiries come through here as well. So I'll show you an example of that. If I go into the check-in area of any property that I've got, at the top right-hand corner, there is a QR code that's available. So you can do this and get people to scan it, or you can have it on a tablet, or you can even print it out from the web version of Vault and have it at the front of the property. And then when they come to you, those people will be in this web inquiry holding area as well. As you can see, I've got Billy Bob and QR checking code. That's how he came through. And then you can process them that way as well. The last thing I want to show you is I'm just going back to the homepage, and there is a settings area. So if you're in a property record and you don't see all of those menus that I just showed you there, I'll show you how to expand that so you've got access to see all of those. So from the settings wheel in the top right-hand corner, top left-hand corner, pardon me, if I click on that and then we go to properties, you'll see at the bottom the option is a property screen expand feedback section. If yours is toggled off like this, just toggle it on and it will make sure that you have all of those extra features where you can do your buy matches and your website inquiry holding area is in there as well. So that's how you make that property view more expansive. There is a how-to guide on how to set up your Vault app from scratch. So I strongly recommend that you get that either from your administrators, or your digital BDE will be able to send you the list as well. So it's basically a how-to and making sure that the settings are all correct before you start using the app. If you don't do that step, things might look a little bit different. So please do that before you start any of the other processes within the app. Well, that brings us to the end of our session today. Thank you so much for coming along. If you have any questions or you need to know how to use the app or any feature of VaultRE in a little bit more detail, there is a Vault Hub area within the main menu. It's the very last option in the main menu that you can have a look at on the web version, and that has very detailed explanations and how-to video step-by-step guides on how to use any feature of Vault. And of course, please reach out to your digital BDE if you have any other issues, or your administrator will be able to help you as well. If you find that there is a technical issues, you can raise a support ticket through Vault, but please only raise that if it is of a technical nature, not just how to use a particular feature of Vault, because we're more than happy to show you how to do that. So only raise those tickets if there is an issue. Lovely. Well, thank you again for joining us, and I look forward to seeing all of you out and about.